The whole casting for this movie was like the Battle of Midway itself.
When I cast a movie, I have sleepless nights. And this not only for a couple of weeks, for months. It's a very important thing for a director to have the right cast because, yes, I would say the most important thing is the script. But the script, if it's good enough, will attract a certain cast. And the casting is more important than actually your directing because they are on screen.
It's an absolutely extraordinary cast, top to bottom. Why did they decide to be in the film? I think that these movies are increasingly rare. You know, this is a true epic.
Now you're going into rotation, and as XO, it's my job to make sure you're working within a bucket of warm space.
The Japs are waiting for us, so we need pilots who can hold their own.
You know, we have such an eclectic cast. Everyone has their own different chemical and energy. I mean, where do I start? I mean, first of all, Woody Harrelson. On screen and off, he's a man with a energy, career, and personality to admire and to look up to. I've idolized him since White Men Can't Jump.
I need this ship. Your count sails in 72 hours.
He has a certain slight humor. He can make people laugh with very little. And he altered some of his lines, and they're big laughs.
I don't care if he consults coffee grounds while doing the boogie-woogie as long as the intel is good.
Woody is a very well-respected actor by his peers, and you know, you went out to offer a part to somebody and they say who else is in it or who is Nimitz. It was like Woody Harrelson. Oh, okay. Send me the script.
I thought it was a fantastic script. Yeah, really good script, very exciting story, and I think they got it right.
And then the man playing Bull Halsey, Dennis Quaid. There is only one Dennis Quaid. I mean, it was an amazing experience shooting that one day with Dennis. He is a force of nature in himself.
Best, I'm bumping you up from XO. You're the new skipper of Bombing 6. Good luck, boys.
Roland came in with a picture of Halsey. He said, look, this is the real Halsey. You know who looks like that? I'm gonna call Dennis Quaid.
He so loved to play that part. He altered his voice. I mean, he did everything he could.
When I'm playing a real person, not just Halsey, but I played Doc Holliday, I played Gordo Cooper in The Right Stuff, I played a lot of people. I want to capture their essence. Signal the fleet, tell them it's time to haul ass with Halsey. Yes, sir. I think about if somebody was going to play me in a film, I'd at least want them to get it right.
We got the order to launch.
And then we have Aaron Eckhart, who's a phenomenal actor who I've looked up to his performances so much.
If you ever Google the real-life Jimmy Doolittle and you put the pictures next to Aaron Eckhart, you go like, what? Is this even possible?
Especially today, I really cherish heroic films.
If we bomb Tokyo, we'll be the first enemy in Japan's history to hit their home territory.
I like films of American history, films where we came together, we have a common bond.
I'll see you all in China.
And of course we have Patrick Wilson playing Leighton, who is so perfect for that. He looks so intelligent and eloquent.
I'm the intelligence officer responsible for overseeing the greatest intelligence failure in American history.
Whatever Patrick does, he feels honorable. I always like saying this, it's so hard to feel honorable on a movie screen.
I loved hanging out with him. Really funny guy, really smart, terrific actor, very focused and professional, and I thought he brought a lot to that character.
It's an honor to play him, it really is. And once you read his book, you see the battle scars that he wore for feeling like he didn't do enough for Pearl Harbor, and he was not going to let that happen with Midway.
And then we have Luke Evans, who is a phenomenal actor, a wonderful gentleman of a man.
And like Dick Best, the reason we're going to win this war.
And a man that used to live in the same apartment block as me. So we lived together like about 8 years ago, for about 4 years. So it's a wonderful twist of fate that we can finally work together. And he's such a generous and honest, natural actor.
Actually, Luke Evans is one of the sweetest, most best actor I've ever met in my life.
You want to keep playing? I suggest you knock off the cowboy bullshit.
It's an honor to be able to tell his story to a generation, many generations, who might not know nothing about not just the Battle of Midway, but about the men specifically that played such an important role within that battle. And Wade McCluskey was one of the heroes of that battle and changed the course of history. So it's a real honor.
We're gonna give him a shellacking.
And then we have Luke Kleintank. And from the moment we met, I was so relieved because we're playing best friends in this story. Now, of course, we're actors. So even if we didn't like each other, we could pretend, you know, that's our job. On screen, you'd think we're friends either way. But it helps when you connect with people as human beings.
I'm a big fan of Luke Kleintank. Then I kind of said, if he would play Dickinson, you know, that would be the best. Dickinson is like Ed Klein's best friend.
Going somewhere?
Yeah, they're sending the whole squadron into Pearl this morning. And I'll be drinking a beer on the beach with Roy by noon.
You know, they're like partners in crime. It's kind of like the relationship between Maverick and Goose and Top Gun.
And I'm not coming?
No, McCluskey's holding back Scouting 6. It's probably because you're such an asshole.
Yeah, you're loving this, right?
You know, my character's a little bit of the jokester. Dick is he's the go-getter. He's the cocky one. He's the Tom Cruise. I'm the other guy.
And we have Nick Jonas playing Bruno Guido.
Too much excitement for you?
And he's such a badass character.
Nick Jonas actually, I met on Oahu. I was like scouting for Midway. We just like kind of told him, these parts are still available. Take your pick. And he picked Bruno Guido. And then we actually at one point, you know, said, don't you want to play this character? It's much bigger. He said, no, I want to play Bruno Guido.
A really important moment for me was when I put this costume on. I thought back to pictures of my grandfather who served as well, and immediately sent the picture off to my grandmother who gave me her stories. And I think my version of this is a combo of the stories I know to be true about Bruno, and at the core of all the stories I've heard and pieces that I have, you know, his bravery really spoke to the men and carried them through moments that were perhaps even more challenging. And a big FU at the end is sort of a nice way to cap it all off.
You know, I had a lot of friends at Pearl Harbor. So how about you go fuck yourself?
And then we also have the wonderful Darren Criss, who plays Lindsay.
I'll meet you at the Japanese fleet.
Darren Criss was a surprise for us. He had read the script and he says, what part is left? I want to be in that film. We said actually only like a relatively small part of Lindsay. He's a torpedo bomber. And then he said, okay, I will do it. He just wanted to be in the movie.
My father is a huge history buff, so for personal reasons, being a part of a film like this was very exciting and interesting to be able to kind of step into a world that I know he has always been fascinated by. Is a personal, you know, get for me.
I find that when you have conflict with people on camera, it does help so much when you respect them and enjoy your time with them off camera. We would be sitting around joking, laughing, and then they'd say action and we'd get in each other's faces and scream like we wanted to punch each other's lights out.
First you get yourself lost, expect me to bail you out, and then one of your men almost blows up the damn carrier because you were too chicken shit to fly in a Pearl.
Do I have to remind you that I am your superior officer, Lieutenant?
You gonna hide behind your rank?
And I love the way that our relationship comes full circle and there's true respect by the end of it.
You don't have to fly today. Nobody without your courage.
I will lead my squadron in.
The most difficult part of the whole casting was to find Dick Best.
Good luck, sir.
Because he was the center of the film.
There was a long, long anticipation of who is going to be Dick Best, who is going to be Dick Best. Ed came really late. Ed had this torn personality. He's not like a pretty boy. You can just look at his face and see his inner turmoil.
That Scrine is perfect for this part because he has this wildness to him.
I think he has these layers.
This isn't how Ensign Hunt used to fly. Which is why Ensign Hunt is now counting seagulls in San Diego, and you're here with me.
He has this cocky layer where he's almost like a borderline an asshole.
Are you trying to get court-martialed?
I had an electrical issue. Could have happened to anyone.
He is the most talented pilot in his squadron, but I think he's a pain in the behind for his squadron leaders.
The Japs out there killing our friends. Let me put a 500-pound bomb right down their goddamn smokestack.
We're not changing tactics just because you want revenge.
And then he can go all the way to the softy, sweetest man with tears in his eyes and loving father, husband.
Was Roy aboard to Arizona?
Yes. We're checking all the hospitals, but nothing yet.
Tell her I'll find him.
And cut. There's a real enthusiasm in doing this film and a real camaraderie. Everybody wants to bring it.
I feel very lucky to be here amongst so many amazing cast members. If it's not a great performance, I'll blame myself for trying to be something that maybe I wasn't, but if it's great, then I'll say, yeah, it's because I was trying to be like that.
It's a pretty testosterone-filled cast, but there's no testosterone off camera.
And so we had our amazing group. They're all pretty much ensemble, and they all have their fantastic hero moments.
But I feel like each one of us represents more than just one person, you know? It's a band of brothers, a brotherhood, so yeah, we're all kind of speaking for many men.